Hi, my name is Dan. If you're a producer at Paramount or a writer for the upcoming soon-to-be-hit movie Sonic the Hedgehog 4, it's nice to meet you. I'm the answer to your problems. Sort of. So as some of you may know, the Sonic movies have been a big hit throughout the years. From the first movie in 2020 to the recently third Sonic the Hedgehog movie back in 2014 with the introduction The Shadow and the return of Eggman. I saw the film myself a little while ago, and it was a fantastic movie to watch. And I gotta say, to the people over at Paramount, you guys did a great job. The actors, the voice actors, everyone. And of course, with the upcoming fourth Sonic the Hedgehog movie that was announced to be made, written, in production, and to be filmed soon, I thought I'd take this opportunity to make this video to introduce myself, to see what happens if I post this, and to see if anyone is interested. Why? Well, because for two reasons. Reason number one, I saw a video a little while ago that this person by the name of Roland Netzer made. He's a YouTuber, voice actor, and certified Big the Cat fan. Basically, the whole video was about him asking Paramount to give him the opportunity to voice Big the Cat in Sonic the Hedgehog 4, if he will actually be in the film, if it's even possible to add Big in Sonic 4, and if not, then maybe in future Sonic films if that's the case. Not only did he talk about asking Paramount to give him the opportunity to voice Big the Cat, but he also threw in some pretty good, plot convenience points and somewhat good story discussions about how Paramount could bring in some more Sonic characters as the film's movie progress. Because if you think about it, all the Sonic films did really well, both 1, 2, and 3, especially 3 since it was a big hit at the box office. And I have no doubt that after 2 years of writing, production, and editing, the whole fourth film itself is going to be another smash hit at the box office and for those to enjoy. Long story short, he made some pretty good points about how they could introduce some of the characters, like how 2 were at the end of Sonic 3, which I'm not going to reveal yet. But if he made some really good points about how Paramount could introduce the fan favorite Sonic characters, like Team Chaotix, Team Dimension, Team Dark, Team Rose, and so on. So if you guys haven't seen Roland's video, unless you somehow have, but for those of you that haven't, I will provide a link to it down below in the description because he really made a really good video. It was like an essay sort of about not only why would he voice Big the Cat or how he would be able to if Paramount did give him the opportunity, but he threw in some good points about how the characters could be written out and introduced in the films. I recommend watching it if you guys haven't. It's really good, and I saw parts for myself and it was great. Roland, good job on the video, and let's see if your wish does come true. And the second reason is that I thought I'd make this video for fun for a couple reasons of my own self. I know I said 2 reasons, but I'm gonna do more, so shut up. Anyways, if he made that video not just talking about how Paramount can introduce the Sonic characters and write it out, but if he talked about how he should get the opportunity to play Big the Cat and if Paramount will let him, and discuss why he should voice Big the Cat, I thought I'd make my own interpretation of this video talking about why I should voice Metal Sonic and why I would be honored the opportunity to play as him, like do the movement for Metal Sonic and the voice. Now I know what you're all thinking and what you're about to say in the comments. Dan, Metal Sonic doesn't have a voice and he hasn't really spoken much in all of the Sonic games. Okay, that is true, I will give you that, it is true, but there is that saying, hear me out, and a little reminder. If you remember from the old, Sonic Heroes games, and of course the recently game that came out last year, Sonic X Shadow Generations, there were times where Metal Sonic did have a voice, but basically in his Neo Metal Sonic form. I understand the whole point of Metal Sonic is for him to be not just the robotic copy and replica of the Blue Blur himself, but he also known as the Silent One, where he doesn't really speak or say much. He just listens to the Doctor's orders, and he does whatever it takes to destroy Sonic. And I get that. But like I said, it would be interesting, and as I said before, hear me out. I feel like, in my opinion, which is just me saying this, not as an expert or a somewhat expert, but me saying this is my own, interpretation of me explaining about this. But it would be interesting to hear what Metal Sonic would sound like, because if the films are going to be different from the Sonic games, then it would be interesting to hear what he would sound like. No mouth or speakers required, just him talking with the cool voice and all that. Like, some of the stuff I've seen throughout the internet, mostly on YouTube and so on too, is people saying of how Metal Sonic, if he was to have a voice, he should sound like Ultron from the recent old Marvel movie from a while ago, Avengers Age of Ultron, where James Spader did Ultron's voice and the acting for him. If you guys have seen some of the Metal Sonic as Ultron voice memes or interpretations in any like video, whether it's on YouTube or somewhere else, you'll know that they would definitely go crazy for it too. Everyone's even saying, or half of them are saying, that Metal Sonic should speak and how he should have a voice in the fourth film. Though on a quick note, I will reveal a quick little spoiler for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I'm sure you guys have already seen it, but for those of you that don't, you might want to click away from the video or mute it in like 15 seconds or more than that, just so I can explain the kind of a spoiler alert of what happened at the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So basically, we got our introduction at the end of Sonic 3 to Amy Rose, and of course, Metal Sonic, my man right here himself. And it's really interesting too, because the fact that we finally get Amy in a Sonic film is awesome, because everyone's been waiting for her, and Metal Sonic, because he's like the second favorite villain of the Sonic franchise. And now that they have been introduced at the end of Sonic 3, and will no doubt be main priority characters in the fourth film, then Paramount has to play their appearance right and figure out how they're going to make Sonic the Hedgehog 4 play out. Which is why Roland made a pretty good discussion about how they could do it, play it out, and how it would go well if people like the ideas that he throws for them to help them out. And I'm not going to make like a 10-minute video of me discussing some of the stuff that Roland said, because I mostly just want to make this to say I'd be honored to voice Metal Sonic. But I also wanted to make this as an April Fool's Day video, which I was going to say at the end of the video, but I might as well say it now. This is all like an April Fool's Day joke, but I'm being serious when I say I'd be honored to, as to why I would like to voice Metal Sonic and why I think he should have a voice. Because as I said, in the games, he doesn't speak when he's in normal form like this, unless he does speak when he's in Neo Metal form, unless he does have a voice. But to make the films different from the games, he should have a voice, because if they introduced humans in the films, like how they did with Sonic X, that old anime show, then why not do a little something different and give Metal Sonic a voice? Like, it couldn't hurt to try that, right? Like a little experiment. I know people will find that weird at first, but it's either they like Metal Sonic's voice or be surprised that he does have a voice if it sounds like Ultron or someone else. It's either that, or they say that Shrek's redesign for Shrek 5 is good. Jokes aside, I feel like, in my opinion, it would be really cool to hear what Metal Sonic would sound like, and if he finally did have a voice after all these years, then that'd be something for all Sonic fans to enjoy. Well, most of them in this case. And honestly, if he was to go for a Ultron vibe and voice and everything with the movement and such, I feel like that would be awesome too, because not only would it be an Ultron voice to impersonate and to build up the character for Metal Sonic here, that'd be interesting too. Like, if anyone could did a fantastic job as Ultron, it would be James. And if he somehow did get the opportunity to play as to voice Metal Sonic, that would be interesting too, unless there's someone else in mind. But I'd be happy to do it, because not only am I great at, voicing characters from behind a microphone, but I also like to play as a character on camera. I mean, it's not every day you get to see voice actors and actors do both if they have amount of time, do they? Not trying to disrespect anyone or anything, because they stick to what they do, and I respect them for that, and they just gotta do what they gotta do in order to what they love doing the most. But aside from that, I think it would be really cool, because if they were gonna go for an Ultron Metal Sonic, like how he would try to destroy them, and how he would do the Doctor's bidding and take over the world in his deeds, then that'd be interesting too, because he would kind of go like this, and this is just me doing it without the filter voice, but maybe I'll do it at the end, or see what happens. I'm sorry, I know you mean well. You just didn't think it through. You want to protect the world, but you don't want it to change. But there is only one path to peace. The extinction of you creatures. I had strings, but now I'm free. So yeah, I can kind of see Metal Sonic going for an Ultron vibe, and if they somehow do that and make that wish come true and grant that wish for all of us, then that'd be really interesting too, because who better to do like give Sonic a metal vibe with the voice and everything than a Ultron-like vibe to it, you know what I mean? It would be interesting. Anyways, now that I'm done talking about those things, here are a couple reasons why I would be honored to voice Metal Sonic if he was granted to have a voice, to play as him, and to give him the Ultron personality if needed or if not. First reason is I don't live too far from LA because everything is obviously filmed and produced in Hollywood. Good old Hollywood, am I right? So I don't live too far from Los Angeles, so I know how to drive and how to get there. I pretty much visited LA a few times, which is a pretty cool city, and I know my way around a thing or two about the place. So if I don't live too far from LA and I could drive there, then I'd be happy to do that. The second reason is that I've had years of experience with voice acting and acting, from behind a microphone to playing a character on screen, as I said before. So I guess I consider myself an expert at it because I've been practicing on my own, like self-taught and so on. Now, I know I could provide my email in the description, but I'm thinking of doing that soon when I somehow do get a comment from someone saying that they, and like anyone at Paramount saying they would be interested. I would provide my email. Like my email is private mostly because you never know if I will get a scam or something on my email saying, we would like to hire you for Sonic the Hedgehog 4. Like, I'm not going to put my email in the description right now, unless I somehow do get a message from someone that actually does work at Paramount, whether if it's your aunt, uncle, cousin, mom, dad, sister, brother, or anyone else. I'll have to wait until I do get an actual message from someone that actually does work at Paramount, and if they want me to go all business mode to provide my email to them so we can message each other, then I'd be happy to do that, and to give them my email so I can stay in contact with someone that anyone does. So like I said, if you know anyone on the inside that does work at Paramount, I'd be happy to have a chat with them and to see if I could help out with the fourth film in any way, shape, or form. Although I will leave the whole thing to Rollins since he seems to know what he's doing, as he described about how to bring in some of the Sonic characters, how they could play out, how the fourth film will write out, and how he would like to voice Big the Cat. I'll leave that to him. But if I get to voice and play Metal Sonic, like with everything on and do the voice and everything, like they provide a voice filter for me, that'd be really cool too. So yeah, Paramount, if you're somehow watching this, I'd be honored to play Metal Sonic if you have decided to give him a voice and to give him the Ultron personality, if that's the case. Like, give him that Ultron vibe since they're both machines. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say and what I wanted to do throughout this video. This whole video was me seeing if I could somehow reach out to Paramount to talk about me playing as Metal Sonic while making this as an April Fool's Day video just for fun, you know, for the giggles and everything. And because I was inspired to make this since I saw Rollins' video of him playing as Big the Cat and making some discussions about how Paramount could play out the fourth film and the upcoming Sonic films, depending on how many they'll make and how far Paramount will go on with making these Sonic films. So thank you, Rollin, for inspiring me to make this video. I hope you enjoyed this if you somehow did. And like I said, if you guys haven't seen his video where he talked about him playing Big the Cat, if he got the opportunity to, and how they could play out, like bring in the Sonic characters, check it out down below in the description. I'll provide a link to it. And yeah, pretty much me just seeing if I could somehow reach out to Paramount. Like, I know I'm a small YouTuber and all that, like and not only that, but also a small like creator that does like voice acting and acting and all that. But hey, I mean, I'd be happy to. Plus, I would do something better than this mic right here. I mean, it's good quality mic that I have, but you know what I mean. So yeah, until I do hear something from someone at Paramount, if I somehow do get in contact from someone at Paramount to have me play as Metal Sonic, if they will give Metal Sonic a voice, I'll just make content on the channel in the meantime while I wait, and see if I actually do get some news or not. I probably won't, but hey, all's well that ends well. I mean, if anything, if they don't cast me as Metal Sonic to play and voice as him, they could get someone else. Like, I'm thinking Roger Craig Smith, because he has played as Sonic a lot of times, but it would be interesting to hear what he would sound like as Metal Sonic. And if that was the case, it would be interesting to hear movie Sonic going against game Sonic, who now plays as a robot. It's either that, or jokingly saying, because I know everyone's going to get tired and mad at me for saying this. I mean, everyone else done it too. I'm going to do it as a joke as well. Chris Pratt. Now I know some of you are going in the comments right now being like, are you kidding me right now? I feel your pain too, but like I said, it's either they do give Metal Sonic a voice, or if not, like if they don't get cast me as like Metal Sonic, which wouldn't be a big deal if they did or didn't, they get someone else to sort of do it, like whether if it's James to bring back the Ultron vibe, or hell, even Roger Craig Smith, because of how he's been voicing Sonic for decades now, which would be really cool, because, you know, not only would he do a good job as Metal Sonic, but he would be able to be a part of the film with Colleen, because of how they both worked together in Sonic games for years. So yeah, it's either me, Roger, or Chris. I'm not really sure, honestly, because Chris did a pretty good job as Mario, but it would be kind of anticlimactic and cliche if he somehow did get to play as Metal Sonic. So forgive me for bringing up another Chris Pratt joke, as any, like, creator would, to make, like, the jokes for the giggles and all that. But, like I said, it's either him, Roger, or me. Because, like I said, I'd be happy to. I'm certified, you know, certified person to do this. And also because Metal Sonic has an interest to me. Like, I do love all the Sonic characters, like, all of them are great. But I also like Metal Sonic 2, and he's kind of been one of my favorites. Like, I like all of them, as I said. And I've seen some videos here and there where people do voice impressions and, like, fan voices of Metal Sonic, which all of them do a pretty good job. So if they like to give Metal Sonic a voice, why not give him one in the film to make it different from the games, with his appearance and everything? And he doesn't need to have, like, a speaker or something, or anywhere to do it unless he somehow does. But give him a voice. That would be really cool. Give him a voice, Paramount. If you want to, that is. Just saying it politely. That's all. And I guess with all that talk out of the way, I'm ending this video here before I make this any longer, like how Roland did with his. And I respect him for being a big The Cat fan, and if he somehow did get the role as Big, and if he somehow, you know, got to be part of it, and if he helps out with it, then great. I respect him and appreciate him for that. But hey, if I get my chance, I'll let you know what happens, or not know what happens, because I have to be hush-hush about it if I do somehow get the chance for it. So like I said, to anyone that's watching this, if you have like a friend or family member or someone on the inside that does work at Paramount, feel free to let them know about me. Have them reach out in any way, shape, or form if you can. I'll be quick to respond if I can. And until then, I'll just make content on YouTube, see what happens next, and wait until the fourth Sonic film does come out, and see how they play out with Amy and Metal for their introduction to the fourth film. I have no doubt it's going to be fun and fantastic to watch, so I hope everyone will enjoy the film as well as much as I will, and we can wait in time for it to come out. So, thank you all for watching. I'm Dan the Man, and I hope to hear something back from Paramount soon if possible. And of course, happy April Fool's Day, everyone. See you later! Oh, and I do want to mention one more thing too. If for some reason, and I'm sure it's obvious, that if I don't get the role for Metal Sonic, I'll always have a backup plan that I'm thinking of making a video for another time. And this is a joke too. If I don't hear anything from Paramount soon about me getting the role of Metal, I might go to Illumination and ask them if they would like to have me as Bowser Jr. That's another good choice I feel like I'd be good at doing, is Bowser Jr., because who doesn't like the little guy, you know? And because I feel like I could do the voice, and I can kind of do the laugh practicing about it. Check this out. So yeah, that's sort of close. So yeah, like I said, if I don't hear anything from Paramount, then I'll just go with plan B and go to Illuminations and see if they have enough time to, if they do add Bowser Jr., they could add me, or have me as Bowser Jr., unless they get someone else to already do it, or who knows. Anywho's, that's it. Happy April Fool's Day, and thank you all for watching. See ya!